This is Nicole and oh shit.
That's good. We're gonna use that one probably for sure.
This is Nicole. I'm not gonna be able to do it. I'm sorry.
You said it like 2 minutes ago.
Okay, this is Nicole and Cinnabon. I'm sorry, guys. This is Nicole and Cinnabon gives me a stomach ache. There we go.
That's the one.
Excellent.
Got it.
We did it.
All right, yeah. Nice.
Let's go. Her eyes are burning like blue. Can't get you off of my mind.
Patio lanterns.
Let's
sure.
get to the point.
What's the point, my man?
Well, daylight savings time happened
dude.
again, and it happened at the same time as last year. It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it random?
I feel like there's no real rhyme or reason to what date.
It's
they pick.
what is it? That was the second Sunday of March. Is it always like that?
Yeah, that sounds believable.
That sounds legit. Yeah, it happened again. It was a bit of a bummer again. I basically repeated the same kind of chain of events that as I did last year, because I went snowshoeing last year around the same time and talked about that, and I did the same thing this year. It was like Groundhog Day. I don't know, like daylight savings time is just messed up. I mean, this is what I did, people. I took initiative and went up to the mountains and isolated myself from everyone else.
Protect yourself.
Yeah,
I mean, like it's a matter of survival at this stage.
Right. So I basically just barricaded myself in a cabin up there, and I mean, we did go out to enjoy a nice day, but definitely did not go on the road or anything like that.
Heavens no! I was afraid to leave my house. I had to go to the grocery store, and I had to make sure to walk along the back roads because you never know. Like even then, it was sketchy. Like I thought someone would just kind of just turn right into me, you know, like they're tired or something like that, and they're just not going to have the wherewithal to stay on the road.
And the worst part actually for me was, for some reason leading up, I thought I was gaining an hour. So I was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna gain an hour of sleep. That's spring forward. Yeah, awesome.
Forward.
Like I'm ready to.
Cool. I'm with that. Everyone's with the spring forward.
But then I realized, wait, spring forward. Oh, and then I kind of realized like the couple days earlier before daylight savings times that we're gonna lose an hour, and it was not good. And of course, I was up to the crack of dawn each night. It was a bummer, but not a bad weekend.
The physical toll it takes, that daylight savings time takes in your bodies is just incalculable, really.
The like anxiety that comes with it, the paranoia
for weeks on end.
Yeah, as soon as it kind of hits like mid-February, I start thinking, oh fuck, we got to change the clocks like in no time at all. And then it just creeps and gets, and that anxiety, that fear kind of grows and grows and grows. And I almost just lose myself. Like the couple days before on the Friday, I didn't know what to do, what was going on. I contemplated changing my clocks ahead like a week earlier, just
preemptively.
In
like in 10-minute increments.
Exactly. 10-minute increments just to slowly ease into it.
Acclimatize yourself. Don't rush this thing.
That's actually not a bad experiment to do one time. Maybe we should actually do that like in fall back when daylight saving time hits again, and we should just try it out.
I think
slowly ease into it.
Yeah, like forget everyone else's schedule. Let's just take it easy here.
I noticed I noticed more outrage than usual online, but maybe it's because I was looking for it. I was looking out for it this year, but I noticed
I
a
think
lot of
so.
people were pissed off that it was daylight savings time, and it wasn't just Patio Lantern nights.
Well, I think
or
we're getting the
ourselves.
word out there. You know, people
It
that
might
listen to
be.
our podcast, they're talking to other people, they're talking to other podcasts, and it's just the word just it spreads like wildfire.
And did you see our Instagram page is booming?
Oh, it's incredible.
I got an
jeez.
email. I got an email that our plays and downloads went up, way up from like the week before, so we're doing great there. And then I looked at our stats on our host site that hosts our podcast, and it showed like on the 6th, like we had this huge boom. It was like the highest it's ever been on one day for plays and downloads, or at least in recent memory. So whatever we're doing, it's working.
It's working, people. Exponential growth. You know, you want to be the people that said you listened to this 20 years ago before we got big. I mean, tell your friends, tell your moms, tell your dads, tell your siblings. You know, get everyone listening.
Do
your parents know about this podcast?
They're
aware?
They're like they're kind of aware. Although if I asked my mom or something, she might be like kind of forgot about it or something. But they're like slightly aware. But they don't understand what's going on.
Okay.
Really.
Right. Okay. That's interesting.
We've already gone over that. Your parents are big fans of it.
Oh, the biggest
My parents,
fans.
my parents don't follow the page or listen to the podcast, but they're kind of aware that something's going on. I'm talking to you, and it's on the web.
Funny.
And
we're funny.
Yeah, it's funny. We're
funny, Mom.
I had a cinnamon bun from IKEA. Did you see that?
It didn't look good. I'm not gonna lie.
It didn't?
I don't know if it just didn't translate over the picture, but it did not. It didn't look great. No.
It was phenomenal. I'll tell you.
Okay.
It may not have looked great, but it was delicious. It makes me feel like I'm ready to start the day for about like 5 minutes after. Then the rest, I just feel like a piece of shit because it's basically dessert for breakfast. But it tastes way better than a cinnamon bun.
Plastic
crap.
piece of trash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget about
So
it. Where'd you get this one from?
This one was from IKEA.
Where the hell were you this weekend?
Well, no, I was at a condo, and I was staying at someone else's condo, and they had a box of IKEA cinnamon buns in the freezer. And I was like, IKEA makes cinnamon buns? And I thought, I gotta try this.
You gotta put it together yourself.
And of course, no, I didn't go there or anything. But yeah, I went.
No, I mean, you gotta put the cinnamon bun together yourself, you know, because they sell furniture that they put together.
Nice.
Okay, anyway, yeah, so you're eating the cinnamon bun.
Yeah, well, at first I was like, I thought they only did like meatballs. I've never eaten in IKEA. I've been there a few times. They don't have one near where I live. But I thought I had to try it, especially how much we shit talked Cinnabon for their shitty cinnamon buns and everything. So I thought I had to try it, had to compare, and it was pretty good. I was very happy, and I was like really hungover in the morning when I had it, and it really hit the spot. I was like, I dove into
that.
it. Yeah.
And I was glad to hear, because I was kind of like, the more we talk about how shitty Cinnabon is, the more I start thinking maybe it's just all cinnamon buns are shitty, because the words are so similar. But you know, it's nice that people are still making good ones out there.
Well, I'm still totally not on the cinnamon bun is a breakfast food train. I still like it's like I guess it's kind of like a donut. A donut, it's a treat, I guess. If you have it maybe once in a while. I don't know, do people bring cinnamon buns into the office, or some people bring donuts into the office, a box of donuts. Do people do that with cinnamon buns?
Yeah, I could see it, I guess. I've never been in an office where that's happened, but
I mean, a donut
you
can just pick up and like kind of eat on the go. A cinnamon bun, would you do that? Do you eat a cinnamon bun with your hands?
Oh God, just like a savage, just diving in there. You're ripping it apart. You're having a good time.
I went fork and knife, or I just went fork. I didn't even need the knife.
I think if I'm eating it at home, I don't mind doing it with the hands, just like tearing it off as I go if it's on a plate. But if I'm like standing at an office or like at somewhere where I have to be, professional, I'm using fork and knife for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, do you use emojis much when you text?
Emoji
guy?
Let's see. Let me just check some recent texts. Oh, there's none. No. Do I use them? Yeah, I guess I use them a decent amount. I like to just throw in random emojis. I like to just be silly. I put in the silly faces. I put in the clown, the cowboy, the puking. In Snapchat, I do the same. I Snapchat a lot, so if I'm writing text on there, I'll put in. I don't know. What do we got here? What do we got for emojis here? I'm just looking. What's my favorite? The one where I like the one where he's got the kind of laugh with the drop of sweat or tears that you see in cartoons. He's kind of like, ha ha, like, should I have said that kind of reaction?
Yeah.
The sleepy one, angry, the dead one with the X's for eyes.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't know how X's came to represent like a dead person.
That's a good question.
But they do. Everywhere, but I use them.
I've never seen a dead person, so I can I've seen them on TV shows. I like representation, but maybe it happens.
X's for eyes, and they shit their pants when they die.
Probably better than having cocks for eyes. Big old X for an eye.
So where are you going with this? Do you use emojis?
I don't. My emoji game is just terribly weak. I'm just illiterate with emojis for some reason. I never use them. Like one person borrowed my phone to like text someone, and then they like went to go use emojis, and they went to recent emojis, and there were none. And they're like, "What the hell's the matter?"
Well, that is weird. Not having any recent emojis.
Yeah, there's none.
That is odd.
Yeah, is it weird? Is that weird?
It's odd to me because mine, it's always been full. Like it's always has if it was empty, like I would just text somebody all the emojis so that they'd show up there. But no, like kind of a long time ago now, I ironically started like saying LOL and raffle and stuff like that. So now a lot of the time when I text, I'll just add in everything. I'll say LOL or raffle or LMAO, and then I'll add in like a bunch of stupid emojis, and then it'll be like
that's what it all starts. It all starts
natural.
Yeah, like I started saying like the phrase "tight." Oh, that's tight. Like kind of semi-ironically, and now I text it all the time. I say it all the time. Like, oh, cool, tight. Like what?
I noticed that.
Yeah. I don't know. And so like I guess I never hopped on the emoji game just because like. Some people just do it all the time, and I just don't know when people do it all the time, I just don't know how to interpret it, Like, there's some girls, like, they're going to put it on every single message they send you. It's like, what the fuck is going on right now?
I don't go that hard.
Yeah. But, like, they'll, like, say something, and then I'll, like, trying to read the text. I don't focus on the face, but apparently the face adds in a whole another layer of meaning, but I just don't understand it.
I don't know, like,
maybe that's just
I'm
me.
looking, and a lot of my conversations don't have a lot of emojis in them or any of them. Like, if I'm just straight to the point, whatever. But some of them, mostly it's with my closest friends. Like, I see, like, Jeff, for example, if we got back to, I sent him a stupid cowboy emoji at the end of a text, and then he sent me one with a dumb face back, and then I got one like with Jackson with a dumb laughing face, and, stuff like that. So for the right person, I'll just go wild, and it'll just see the random emojis, and they'll kind of understand because it's just being Miley.
You're just being fun.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I don't actually use them. I don't rely on them to respond. Like if somebody asks me a question, I don't go like thumbs up emoji or A-OK emoji.
If I
I'll
ever
say
text
like
anyone
yes.
on Facebook, it's always a mistake. Like usually on Messenger, and I'll accidentally tap that thumb
You
button.
always do that.
And it's Christ.
I see that
Like,
all the time. You do
most
that
of
in
the time. I don't mean to.
Oh, really? I thought,
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt pretty good about myself because you're always giving me thumbs
Thumbs
up.
up, dude.
Every
Usually
message.
I'll type out physically bracket, thumbs up bracket, just to make everyone understand.
Right.
that I'm
Well,
saying
that
thumbs up.
for me, that all started with like Don Cherry,
Dumb.
and then there was a Don Cherry parody Twitter account that would always do that, and then I started doing that sometimes, thumbs up, and it kind of works. It's
Do you
good.
still use Twitter?
I use it. I read Twitter. I'm not an active tweeter.
Yeah, I feel like all the users have just disappeared off there. I mean, I don't follow it anymore, but I mean, I feel like none of my friends talk about Twitter.
Right,
like,
you
what see.
always like every
see
few
posts on
months
Twitter.
you say this. You say, "I feel like nobody uses Twitter anymore,"
Yeah.
and now you just openly admit that you don't even use it. Like, no,
Yeah.
it's pretty popular. I mean, for if you're talking like friends, no, it's probably not. But for anything else, for celebrities or sports or news, it's really popular. It's booming. It's not like
Booming, you say.
Facebook where it's actively going downhill. If that's
Enough
what you
like
mean.
a Patio Lantern's Twitter account.
It could
Would that
happen,
funny?
but
Would that kind of funny? Do you
it
think?
would take time to build up a following because I feel like most of our followers now and listeners now don't have a Twitter account, so we'd basically have to build a brand new fan base on Twitter, and I don't know how that would happen. We'd have to just go viral or something.
Yeah.
We'd have to hop on a chain. If Donald Trump tweeted something and we replied back like immediately with something hilarious, then maybe
Yeah.
people would start following us because they'd all see it and be like, haha, this is awesome. But nothing in the works right now, folks. Also, some house cleaning. The lost episode update.
Yes. Mhm.
No update at this time.
Oh.
And I think I had something else.
So sorry,
but-
everyone.
Oh, what did I have? I had something else to say, but I can't think of it right now. So maybe we'll come
Listeners
to
are going
me
to be
later.
devastated here, Curdy boy.
Well, I mean, it's still on track for its time frame between August of last year and August of 2022 or whatever it was, right?
Yeah, that's
Um,
true. You have to set timelines.
Right. I know I had something else that was really gonna blast the listen. Yeah, I was. Season 2. Can we give them an update? Do you think?
Yeah, let's give them an update.
So we've been working hard, and season 2, it's coming. We can say it's coming along. It's coming along
definitely.
real well. Anytime now.
Before or after the lost episode?
I would say before the lost episode. The lost
Right.
episode
Before
might
the
come
lost
out
episode.
after season 2
gosh.
premieres.
The lost episode was recorded like years ago.
I mean, the last
We were
episode
still in
is
high school.
it's lost. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
It's not easy to put out a lost episode because it's lost. I can't remember. I had something to announce.
Okay, I
we
got
can't-
something else to.
Okay, here you go.
Okay. I don't know where to go with this, but I just came with this idea. Well, if there was a TV show, like, you know, where when someone dies, like when an actor dies or something like that, or
Right.
they just don't want to sign a contract, they just kind of replace them and they never talk about it.
Okay.
Kind of like in Harry Potter, like Dumbledore died after the second
Whoa,
movie.
spoilers.
The actor. Just
Oh, the actor.
Yeah, jeez. And then they
Jeez.
replaced him. You know, they never really referenced it. But I was thinking.
What are they going to say?
What if-
Oh, Albus, you look different this year.
Yeah, exactly. I think it would be funny. I mean, what if there was a TV show where like every character was like a different actor each episode and they never acknowledged it? Like, you know, it was just like a kid and his kid was like the main character was the same person, but then his parents were like different actors every episode, and they always just like, oh, hey mom, hey dad, and they're like, everyone's like, hey, yeah, like they kind of just figure it out as they go.
Every episode?
Yeah, every episode is a different cast except for the main character.
Every actor is a different cast?
Yeah.
I think that would be
Yeah.
too confusing if every single character was
Yeah, but
different.
they can wear similar clothes or like just like respond in the same roles. You know, like they're like say someone's a jock, you know, like just hire a bunch of like jock like people or like different colors, different genders just to mess with people and then just see if it would work and then do like a typical like comedy story on top of that.
I feel like they'd be like cartoons and wear the same outfit, or be
Yeah.
like very cliche characters in order so everyone knows right away which character is which. Because otherwise, it just
Yeah, it'd be hilarious.
becomes
Just
confusing.
like walking down like the camera go down the hallway and you don't recognize like any of the same
Well,
the same characters as before.
not
But,
quite what you
yeah.
were thinking, but for Wet Hot American Summer, they released, was a movie. Then they came out with a TV series prequel. Then they came out with a second, like a sequel, which was a season that was basically a sequel to the movie. And one of the main characters, Bradley Cooper, is the actor. He wasn't available to film for this last season, these last episodes. So they just replaced him with is it Adam Scott, the guy from Parks and Rec and Step Brothers and stuff?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyways, they just replaced him and gave him a wig, and he doesn't look anything close to the guy, but they just did it, and
I love that.
that was kind of funny.
Do you think that'd be a market for that, like a TV show where just everything's in flux, but I guess maybe the characters all wear the same clothes to identify someone. I don't know. Anyway, that's just what goes on in my brain.
It might be like I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like I don't know how much work would that be behind the scenes. Like you'd have to hire a new cast for every episode, and
Well, it could be cheaper because it could just be like one guy an episode. You know, I don't have to worry about keeping people
true.
on the whole
That's
time.
right. Some people, when
You
you
could,
stay on a
like-
show, it takes off, and then
Yeah.
you end up having to pay them big time.
You could do it like a spin. You know, how people love like the Black Mirror kind of stuff. Like it's just
Yeah,
each episode's
standalone
like
stuff.
a different alternate dimension of the character that he's in. You know, where like
Right.
his best friends are like look completely different, but they're still the same, or his parents are different, kind of thing. But
Right.
yeah, that's my TV show pitch for the week.
Let's touch on. Let's stick with the media theme. I just want to touch on
okay.
music real quick
Yeah.
because I haven't given an
Yeah.
update in a recent while.
Yeah,
People
that's cool.
people beg for my
Right.
for my music choices.
yeah.
So
We're not here for TV shows.
guys, ladies, if you're looking for some music to listen to, I got a few for you. Judah and the Lion, excellent little group there. They're coming out with a
Christian
new
rock?
album.
Christian rock band.
Christian rock band. They're great. Love them. Carly Rae Jepsen released a couple new songs. Fantastic bangers. Came out last week or the week before. Amazing. Go listen to it. And a little lady called Dea. She's got lots of bangers. So a couple girls out there releasing some good tunes. And let's not forget, last week there was that International Women's Day.
That's right, Kurt.
That's right. That was a big day. So some good music came. And we actually haven't mentioned it yet, but we have a very special guest on tonight as well.
Oh, that we do. Yeah, my good friend Nicole. She's going to be coming on very shortly. Our first female guest, which is just going to break down barriers.
Right.
Whole new population of people listening to our podcast. It's going to this is what we need to take our stuff to the next level.
Right, and we've been talking about this for a while. I mean, not Nicole specifically. I have no idea who the hell she is, but like just having a girl on here, and we've reached out to some women, and I think they've all been like
They've been elusive. They've been very.
They've been elusive. Yes, they've either they probably just missed our messages. They're very busy. Probably missed them. I mean, we did get rejected straight up. That does happen.
I can appreciate that, though. That's fine.
Right. It just hasn't happened.
Don't pull a Coffee Anderson, and say you're going to come on the show
Right.
and not come on the show, and then have to torch you for, strip you of awards and all that stuff.
Right. Just shut us down right away. And so we're excited to have Nicole on tonight, but she'll be on a little bit later. Until then, you're stuck with us for a little bit in your ears.
Yeah. If I can add one band onto the music
Right.
bit that I've really appreciated is Weezer's come out with their Black album, Teal album. I think it's pretty good.
Okay,
Big Weezer guy.
I knew that, and I haven't given it a listen, so I'll have to check into
One
that.
of them's I think the Teal album's all covers. You probably heard they did Africa cover, which it was okay.
I didn't think that was very good. I thought, what was the point of that?
Yeah.
But they had released 2 albums at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Teal?
Yeah, Teal album was the one with all the covers on it, like Africa. And I think
Teal.
Black album was the one of their solos.
Yeah, Black is the new one. Oh, they do have a Teal. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, I'll have to listen to that later, but that's good.
Yeah,
good. Even I'm just learning lots from you, Randy.
That's what we're here for.
So
we're the learning podcast.
I was up at Apex Mountain on the weekend, right? Which is a local ski mountain near Penticton, where I live.
Yeah, for all you South Korean listeners, this is where we go to relax and ski down a hill.
Right. And I was up there Friday night till Sunday, staying at a condo. Couple wild nights. I mean, Friday night, up all night, just drinking wine, like bottles and bottles of wine. Absolutely dying on Saturday. And someone, I'm not going to say some names, but somebody cranked the heat. So when I woke up on Saturday morning, it was it was sweaty. You're hung over as shit, and it's hot. It's That like waking up camping and you're in the beating sun, like you're in direct sunlight. It's so hot.
Humid.
Yeah. Oh, it was just brutal. And then anyways, went skiing, blah, blah, blah. But Saturday night, I met some friends of a friend of mine. Some interesting people, I'll tell you some interesting people. And one of them had some very interesting stories about a tenant of his that stays in their basement suite. And it was like this. He was telling us about this like crazy witch lady. And basically she has some sort of brain injury, right? And I don't really understand what it was. But anyways, brain injury and some like frizzy hair, like some witch-like features. Big
nose.
Yeah, maybe a big nose. I don't know. I just remember the frizzy big hair. And she'll kind of wander around the neighborhood at night and stuff. And she goes on and on about Wi-Fi scrambling our brains, stuff like that. She's gone out picking mushrooms and then realized the guy that took her picking mushrooms didn't know anything about picking mushrooms and that you probably shouldn't eat those mushrooms because they might make you sick. Because she ate them herself and she didn't feel very well after. Maybe a pet dog that she fed too much boiled pork and it couldn't handle it.
What? Okay.
Chemtrails. Some weird stuff. But anyways,
come here, Pooch.
some interesting stuff for sure. There was one story where, so this guy, the landlord, let's say, he's having a friend over, just a buddy, and the guy brings beers, like beer bottles or beer glass growlers or something, and he gets out of his car at night, and I don't know, she like sneaks up behind him and says something, and he just like, oh shit, and because all he sees is this like witch like silhouette, and he drops the beer and like falls and stuff, and it smashes, and then she just like calmly says like, how are you doing? or something like that. And he's like, what the? And I don't know, just some crazy stuff. But anyways, we went out to the bar at the ski hill there, and they just have, it's like a tiny mountain. And Penticton, where I live, is a tiny town, first of all, so the mountain itself is pretty small. It's got one bar, and in this bar, you have every single type of person. You've got young kids, like 18 or 19 or whatever the drinking is these days. You got the biker 19. Gang, you got the 50-year-olds, you got families, you got on the stage playing was a mother, father-son band, and they were just playing like
That's not
throwback.
wholesome. Was it the
hits.
Gun Barrel Saloon? Is that what
It was. Yeah, have you been
yeah.
there? Have
Yeah,
you
I've
been
been.
up on the Apex?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
What do you mean, of course? What's that
Well,
supposed to
like I
mean?
grew up in Kelowna, so yeah, Apex.
Apex isn't
too
near
far away.
Kelowna. It's
Sure it is.
like it's a little bit further away.
No. Taylor Robinson had a cabin up there. Or, I don't know if
Okay.
he still does. Yeah.
Okay, didn't see him up
Quite the
there.
spot. Too bad.
So you went to the Gumball Saloon?
Yep, you betcha.
Were you old enough?
Oh yeah, like you said, there's kids there. There's there's mom and pop on the guitar up there. I got up there,
and
sang a bit.
I guess it's the same as the Parrot in Penticton.
Mm.
It's like the one bar. I mean, they kind of call it a nightclub, and it kind of is like a nightclub because there's nothing else, so people go there to like club.
Yeah.
But it's not really a nightclub, and there's every type of person. There's different. It's like in a high school, like where we had a high school, we had what was it called? Like a cafeteria or a multi-purpose room or whatever. It's like this big, like you got every type of person in there.
Yeah,
Because there's nowhere else to go. So everyone of every group goes there.
get him in here.
And I mean, there's some potential for some like really interesting dynamics, some really interesting fireworks. If you just wanted to raise a little hell, you could get some stuff started, or you could like we are today later break down some barriers and get to know one another. So
Yeah, that's
really interesting place. Except people kept pressuring me to dance, and I didn't want to dance.
No, you have to
And-
be sauced.
Yeah, I got to be sauced, and that's what I said. I got to be sauced, and Randy's got to be there probably.
Probably.
And they didn't quite understand that, so that was kind of annoying.
Who's Randy?
Yeah, who the hell's Randy? I said it doesn't matter who Randy is.
Yeah.
Randy could be anybody. It could be Joseph or Sardine. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
The
man.
last thing I'll have-
yeah, go on. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
The last thing I want to say about that night was, do you remember Luke Whitaker's ex-girlfriend?
No.
No, maybe not. Okay, well,
I might
anyways,
recognize her. I don't know who she is.
her name was Stacia.
Yeah, no, not a clue.
Right. So, and yeah. Okay. So, anyways, I saw her there. Except, well, she saw me there when we were leaving, and I did not recognize her at all. And she's
Yeah, it's
she
not a
like she
surprise.
called it. She's like looking at me, and I'm like kind of like looking back, and she's like said
Yeah.
something, and so I'm kind of like, I'm not sure if she's talking to me, so I'm kind of just waiting for my friends to get ready to go. So I'm like, look at her, and then she's like not looking away, and then she like comes forward to me, like she's not that far away, and she comes up to me and starts talking to me, and then I still don't know who she is. Like usually, at this point, I'll recognize the person. I'll be like, oh, I kind of remember this person. I still no idea, and it was so awkward. It was
God.
embarrassing for me, but she's like talking to me, and I'm still not getting it. And then I introduced my girlfriend, and I still don't get it. So I don't say, hey, Tiffany, this is so-and-so, because I don't know what her name is. So I
Yeah.
kind of just pause awkwardly and then wait for her to take that awkward silence to introduce herself. And I'm like, oh, and it clicked, and I got it and said a few words and stuff. But it was all just very awkward, and I had to say it because,
Yeah, that's hilarious.
yeah, great moment. Stacia, if you're listening, sorry about that. I apologize. I do remember you now. I had a couple drinks, and that's it. That's my night on Saturday.
Yeah, that's good, man. I mean, well, I just have to say, like, for the boiled pork thing, with the dog and the witch, we had a roommate. Me, Ryder, Jake had this roommate. Jake wasn't there yet. His name was Mark, and he didn't really know how to cook back in second year university, and so he thought it would be. He had a box of pork chops, and one day he just decided to boil them for dinner. This fucking animal. He gets up, he gets this fucking huge pot of water, just boils it, just dips these raw chops in there. Like, no grill marks or anything. Pulls it out like 15 minutes later. It's like this rubbery, gross ass, like brown looking piece of meat. He's like, he eats it. He keeps on eating it because he wants to prove that it was good. Like, Mark, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Oh, it just stresses me out thinking about this guy just plopping a raw chop in boiling water.
Right. Yeah, I don't even know if it was boiled
God.
pork chops, but it was something weird like that. I know we're keeping Nicole waiting. Can I keep going? Can I keep her
Yeah,
waiting?
she's good. It's good. She needs some extra time to get settled with her tea, apparently.
Okay, good, because I got a couple other things. I don't drink tea often or at all. And I'm staying at this condo of a friend of mine, or a friend from work, let's say. And I wake up in the morning and I'm looking for some coffee because I want some coffee. And this is Saturday, so I'm hot. I'm hungover. I need to get skiing. I need to get out there. It's snowing. I go in through every single cupboard, and tea's falling out of the cupboard. Every cupboard, there's a new kind of tea. It's crazy. This person drinks so much tea, or just loves having flavors of tea, and I could not find coffee anywhere. But anyways, I ended up having tea. Not bad. So
Man, tea's the best.
Whoa. I wouldn't say it's the best. You're saying it's like the best thing out of all the things?
I prefer tea over coffee most times, just because there's a lot of variety to choose from. Caffeine just gets me going too much in coffee.
I love caffeine.
I had a coffee yesterday at like 4 p.m. and I couldn't fall asleep till 2 in the morning.
Really?
And I still that was yesterday. I still feel the caffeine rush.
You're still haven't
still
slept.
wired. Yeah. So it's just too much for me.
No, I avoid drinking it even that late. Although I think at 4 is still early enough where it wouldn't be a huge deal. But I try and keep it earlier than that. But I love coffee, so I love just guzzling it. But tea was pretty good. So who knows? Maybe I'll get into tea as well. What I really wanted to say was gynecologists.
Yeah.
Where's the is there like a penis version of that?
No.
There isn't.
No.
So why not? Why?
Men don't have to give birth.
Yeah. But I still almost feel like there should be a professional looking at me once in a while.
Just to see if everything's tickety-boo down
See
there?
if everything's still there. See if everything's working all right. I would just feel more secure as a man.
I mean, like, you could go to, like, a GP, I guess, but they wouldn't be a penis specialist.
Yeah, I'm talking, like, I guess a specialist.
You want someone devoted, like, the whole professional career to the penis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's got to be some people that have done that,
I'm
right?
sure there's a penis, but there's got to be penis specialists out there.
Right.
For sure. Yeah, I think for gynecology, they combine it with obstetrics. So that's just all about, women giving birth and all that fun stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering, and that kind of leads me into this question here is, like, would you be more or less comfortable, if your friend was your gynecologist or even a doctor giving a colonoscopy? Would you?
Oh, so like if they're doing like some like crazy exam, would you want to be? Would they be someone I know or some stranger?
Yeah, if you had to choose, like, would you let
stranger.
Jeff do it or a stranger?
No, Jeff, no, it's gonna be a stranger for sure.
Really?
I mean, if like someone's sticking a hand up my ass,
yeah,
no, I'd rather have a stranger do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that. I know. I kind of wanted you to say the other thing, but
I want a personal touch.
But no, I couldn't. Like, just you kind of.
Okay, Kurt.
Okay, open up.
All right.
No, but
Deep
I
breath.
do wonder. I do sometimes wonder about that. How different, if people feel differently about that. Like, I'd love it if it was like a friend of mine who I've known or I can trust, or I want. No, that's just too weird. I want a stranger. I want a complete stranger.
It has to be a stranger.
Right.
Anyway, enough chit chat. Let's get our new guest on here.
She got her tea ready?
She's ready.
Let's get after it. Here we are. We've got a special guest on. Ryan, please, could you please do the introduction?
Yeah, for sure. So this is my friend Nicole here. We met around 8 months ago, I think, summer of 2018. First female guest on the podcast. We're very excited to have her on. How do you say hi, Nicole?
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Yeah. How you doing?
Reminds me of Ryder's intro.
Hi.
I don't even know who our audience is, really, so it's tough.
Well, I mean, I'll be listening later and critiquing. And then there's a few others. We talked about, we're at an all-time high for listeners and followers. So you actually, out of all the episodes, Nicole, you got the largest audience ever on Patio Lanterns podcast.
Like, I'm the largest audience, or this show?
You're speaking in front of the largest audience we've ever had.
Oh,
so don't feel any pressure.
That turns my stomach a little bit.
Well, yeah, we're trying to break through barriers here, Nicole. Expand our podcast to the female market.
Good idea.
We figured you're the one they want to hear.
Yeah, we've talked about it. Oh, we talked about it earlier. We've had all male guests on before. We tried getting some girls on. We failed. So we're excited to have you. We're excited to expand past the South Korean market a little bit. Ryan, is that correct?
Yeah, we're definitely trying to diversify. That's for sure.
That's good. That's always a good plan. Good approach.
Yeah. You got any ideas to attract more female listeners to the podcast?
Did you guys do an International Women's Day post on your Instagram?
Oh, no.
Oh, you missed that ball. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh, we blew it. Oh, Christ.
No, we did. We touched on that in tonight's episode before you came on, but no, we didn't actually do a designated post.
Yeah, that's the stuff we got. That's the kind of info we need to really expand here. Damn it!
I think you got to go word of mouth. Really, I'm in a program with like 47 other girls, so I'll spread the word.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there.
Occupational therapy, right?
Yes, that's right.
How did you hear about us, Nicole? Did Ryan just demand you come on? Or?
Actually, first of all, I demanded pretty much.
Oh, okay.
But I originally heard about the podcast not because Ryan was bragging about it, but because my best friend Laura was really interested in it.
Was she?
Like she was interested in the idea of it, or she's like listens to it and she's always interested.
I don't think she's ever listened to it, to be honest. I'll force her to listen to this episode. But she just thought that Ryan was a really cool guy because he had a podcast.
Yeah, I'm glad I carried that kind of aura around here. Oh, that guy's a podcast.
We're a little bit more superior than the average person just because of the podcast.
It's true.
I agree.
It knocks you a few, or bumps you a few notches up.
Oh yeah, I'd say so.
Nicole, Ryan kind of told me earlier, but could you expand on how you met our old friend Randy here?
Yes. I'd love to.
Do you call him Randy, actually?
I've never called him Randy. Can I ask where that nickname came from? And then
she doesn't know about that.
Actually, I would ask you to go back to our previous episode where I got disgraced co-host Jeff Kitson to talk about the origin of the Randy nickname. But basically, it all started in high school with Trailer Park Boys, and it just blew up from there. And basically, the whole town was calling him Randy. And it wasn't until he went off to university. Yeah, basically the whole town.
How big was your town?
150K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Give or take.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were calling him Randy, and if you weren't calling him Randy, it's just because you didn't know him well enough.
So I have to start calling him that, I guess.
You don't really have to. I mean, it's from a different crowd, you know.
Right.
It's true. We do. There are two
true.
different crowds.
Yeah.
Two distinct crowds. There's the people who call him Randy and the people who call him Ryan. And the people who call him Randy don't like the people who call him Ryan.
Whoa.
There's a rivalry.
So already,
There's a rivalry.
Already you don't like me then, coming onto this show.
You guys haven't even met yet.
Yeah, I was a little wary. I put together some quizzes to try and figure out if you're a good friend, for example.
Oh boy.
I'm a little afraid of you, but a little excited
like
too.
Competition here.
Intimidation is my strong point, for sure.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's true. She's very intimidating in person. I would not mess with Nicole. That's for sure. But I'm kind of interested to hear, what did you first think? So we met on Bowen Island when I was on a trip with Jake Carey and friends at our buddy's uncle's cabin. It was beautiful. You remember your initial thoughts when you saw the boys out in the cabin?
So I had gone with 2 girlfriends just because the night before we got really drunk and decided we were going to bike to Bowen Island. Or we were going to bike to the ferry and then take the ferry over. That didn't happen. All of our bikes were broken. But on the way over, we realized that Laura was there. Or maybe the night before. I can't remember. We knew Laura was there. Who is dating Liam, friend of Jake Carey's, friend of Ryan's. And she was like, yeah, you guys got to come and meet up with us here. And we were like, yeah, of course. But when we were getting to the island, we were kind of thinking, oh, we want to go explore the island and we want to go stand-up paddleboarding and whatever. So we'll just go and meet these people for lunch. Like, we were kind of thinking they're not going to be that interesting. We'll just have a quick meal with them just to be friendly. And Laura was like, yeah, just come right to the house. So then we were kind of thrown off. First of all, we thought they were camping somewhere, but they were at a house apparently. And then it's a nice place. We got to this house and it was like straight out of Style at Home magazine. It was amazing. It was like,
yes, we're all familiar with that magazine.
So I think Interior Design magazine. Very coordinated, a lot of family heritage there. I believe Fergus answered the door, friendly guy.
Yeah, another friend of the show.
Yeah, and they brought us in and they were all so nice and they were like, we've got a beer pong tournament lined up. We've got pulled pork sandwiches for dinner. You want to go out for a ride on the boat? Do you want to drive the boat? Like, so nice. We were really impressed. So then we ended up staying there all day until I think we left just in time for the very last ferry. So it was a good day.
Yeah. Almost too nice. Like, do you want to drive the boat? Here are the keys. Do you want the house? We're leaving.
I think that might have been the alcohol speaking. Like, we were glad that we got there when Shore was already drunk enough to let us drive the boat. But yeah,
take it for a spin.
So basically, all around, great first impression.
Good, very good.
Yeah, no disappointment.
Can you have a bad first impression if there's a boat involved?
Probably not, unless the person kills you with it.
Yeah, but then you'd be dead. So your last memory is probably good.
Yeah, it's a boat.
Yeah,
these guys are probably cool.
That's good. And then going back to you said your bikes were all broken. Like, there's something there because Randy was talking about his broken scooter. Yeah, there's something with 2 wheels that does not go over well on this island, or if you're going to this island. I don't know.
Yeah, I had to hike a moped back several kilometers up hills and down hills. There was no battery in there. Just a disaster.
To be fair, we didn't even get our bikes over there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And to be honest, mine might have been the only broken one.
It might have just been me.
But it was the only one I cared about, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Hey, now's a good time, I'm thinking, Cole, to bring up the list of hot guy names, perhaps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Am I just?
Yeah. So I asked her just. I've always thought about hot girl names, but I'd love to hear a female perspective about hot guy names out there.
Yeah, sure. Did you guys throw out hot girl names at one point on an episode?
Oh yeah.
No. Did we?
Oh yeah.
Are you sure?
For sure.
Or...
Yeah, I feel like. Oh, we could do it now if we haven't. I mean.
Well, no, I don't have off the top of my head.
Yeah, top of your head. I mean, I think Paige's are all hot.
Really?
Yeah, Lexi's usually pretty hot.
Lexi?
Lexi, yeah.
Okay.
Lexi's are usually hot.
Is Lexi short for something?
Savannah's are usually hot but slutty. Huh?
I want to know if Lexi is short for something.
Isn't it like Alexis or
Alexandra?
Oh, okay, right. Okay.
Yeah. I
was thinking Lexington, like the city.
Lexington, come over here.
If you get into car names, that's when you get into hot girl names. So car brands are names like Mercedes and Porsche and
those little trailer trash names, Kurt.
Ford F-150, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's about I think Savannah's are hot, but they're usually slutty.
They're usually slutty, huh?
So there's that too.
I think top on my list of hot guy names is Noah. I think Noah's.
Noah.
I don't think I've only ever met one, and mostly but also mostly I just think of The Notebook, like Ryan Gosling in The Notebook. So that's a bit.
You don't think about Noah's Ark?
Well, now I'm going to.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's
thinking.
The first thing that came to my mind. This girl loves boats.
Well, we already
She's
said
just
that boats
wants to
are
get a
always
guy with a
good.
boat.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Noah. Yeah, that's a good one. You got anything else?
That.
Oh, I've got like
another
six.
one. You can name a top three
hard.
or top
Okay.
five.
Well, Luke is definitely up there. No.
What if it's Lucas?
No.
No.
No. Yeah, just Luke.
Okay.
That's fair.
I like the name Jules, but I've never met a guy with that name. Yeah.
Is that a
it's
name?
Like Liam's
I
younger
haven't
brother?
met Liam's younger.
Jules Ross?
I haven't met him. I don't know.
Jules.
Yeah.
He might make
He's
or break
hot.
the name
That's
for
a
me.
name?
He might, yeah.
So not just Julian.
No,
or
I thought it
something?
was just.
Yeah, I thought that was a chick's name. Like your chick's
I thought it was.
Jules.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like,
I think
Julia,
it's a
hey,
French
Jules.
name for a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Jules.
No, it's like
Jules.
Jules.
Jules. Jules.
I wouldn't.
Jules.
Well, I wouldn't
You
say
think
it
that's
that
hot?
way.
Jules? Hey, Jules.
Hey, Jules.
You guys are gonna make me question every single one. Okay.
Okay, I'm with you with
that
Noah
one.
and Luke so far. I think
You know which
that
one,
sounds
though?
Right, I guess.
I think that
there's an
across
argument
the
for
board,
both.
usually Nicks are hot, but I can't go for a Nick because then I'm Nicole, and
Nick.
so I don't like that. But
Mm.
no, we
Nick
don't, we
and
don't
Nick.
like that.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's a bit weird.
Huh. You say that now until you meet the Nick of
We'll
your
see.
dreams.
I don't think so, though. I'd probably dodge him. It's an immediate red flag.
Interesting. Hot, but not for you.
Yeah.
What if he's so hot though?
Yeah. What about that? Like really hot.
Like so hot.
What about? I mean,
He's so hot.
I don't think that would do it quite yet. But if he had the perfect attitude with it, then maybe.
I thought you were going to say something else there, but
Yeah. So wholesome.
okay.
Yeah. But speaking of that, I've been doing lately. I'm not quite sure if it's okay socially or not.
Oh,
It's
God.
just walking around the house
I do
naked
that.
in the nude.
You
do
have
that?
roommates.
I don't have
though.
roommates, so
You
Oh,
just
just
walk
big.
around in front of your roommates
Yeah, me?
naked. You do.
Yeah, well, Jake's at work all the time. You know,
Oh.
I'm a bored student over here when he's gone, so I'm just walking around the house.
He's just trying to watch sports, and you're like bending over, picking up crumbs and bouncing balls and whatever else you got laying around the house, naked.
Bouncy balls.
I don't know.
That
Why are
feels
you
good,
walking
man.
around naked?
Feels good.
You're like the fat, ugly, naked guy from Friends, but you're not.
Oh, Kurt.
Just because you walk around naked.
Oh, okay.
So you're
And
like
also, I
the
know
naked
for a
guy.
fact that it's kind of
Yeah,
easy
there we
to
go.
see into your window based on that one time I was coming in.
Yeah, that's kind of like the weird part. It's like exciting because the window's there, but then you have to run around it when you're in the angle. You know, like if someone's like. If someone can see in, you have to be quick. Like you have to duck back into your room. You know, it's kind of a bit of excitement there.
Have you either of you guys watched the Netflix show You?
No.
No.
Okay, well, anyways, it's based about a stalker
Oh,
stalks
I
this
heard
girl,
about this.
and the girl has this like street level apartment or whatever, and she always leaves the blinds wide open, and she'll be changing or banging or whatever. And there's even one scene where he's like looking in and masturbating on the street and stuff.
Oh,
like,
Christ,
I
Kurt.
couldn't believe that she didn't just close the blinds. It was unbelievable to me. I couldn't believe somebody could do that. I could never do that. I close my blinds and nobody can see into my place. I just do it because I have to.
Huh.
Like
I
a
mean, I
vampire.
was just kind of thinking sometimes you get out of the shower, you use your towel, but like your towel doesn't stay on properly, and you're not ready to put your clothes on because like
Yep.
you really just need the moisture to fully evaporate. So you walk around naked for a bit. Get a few things done, put on the kettle.
That's how it all starts. Yeah, exactly. You put on the kettle.
What's
and
the
you're
kettle
like, oh,
for? What's the
Tea
kettle
or-
for? Oh, okay. I figured, but I want to make sure because we talked about tea earlier. Okay, another tea person. Okay, everyone's into tea.
Oh, I
You'll
love
hop on the
coffee.
Do you like
train,
coffee at all? I might.
I recently purchased an espresso. It's
Tea
been
and
amazing.
coffee, that's good.
Yeah.
What else?
Oh, yeah, I've been interested in one of those. I got a different maker here, but
I highly recommend it.
wonderful.
I was on the fence for a long time
Well,
because those pods,
yeah.
I think, are like $1 each.
Right.
But now, since I have quality coffee
Yeah, they're
at
expensive.
home, I don't go out to school and buy like a $3 coffee at JJ Bean. So I'm actually I'm saving money here.
Money saver.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, my dad came to me with a theory yesterday, and I'm just curious about your guys' opinion on this. That all the couples that he knows are combinations of youngest and oldest siblings. So, like, I was thinking about this, and like a lot of couples that I know are like either like one's oldest sibling, one's the youngest sibling, and they all just seem to
Like in
just
their
come together
own
all the time.
families?
Thoughts?
Or
No, like yeah, like,
Or they're like brother and sister.
I'm the youngest in my family, and then I would
Right,
be
okay,
dating someone
gotcha.
who's the oldest in their family.
Will
Oh my
you
gosh.
go?
Probably.
I think
Like when I think of my dating record, it's like
You know
yes,
what,
they're the
Randy?
oldest.
Let me just lay down the boom right now. I'm the
Yeah.
youngest in my family. I'm dating the youngest in another
Wow.
family. Boom.
Yeah, that
Myth
is
busted.
Honestly,
honestly, Ryan, I was going to go
That's what
along
we do
with it.
here.
Everybody that I was thinking of was in
Science.
that situation. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Kurt's the first one I've encountered.
You might
Maybe
be.
I'm just an anomaly. Like maybe
You might be.
because there always is. So maybe
Found
that's
it
just
quick.
me.
Yeah, you're an unusual character.
I'm a strange guy. Nicole, can I want to just
Is this the
dive into
quiz?
this thing. So, like the episode,
Oh, God.
this is the quiz with Kurt and Ryan, and you can put that. You can hashtag that and put that on your Instagram. We did this with Kent McDonald. I don't know if you know him, but it went over very well. We totally got inside his head. He didn't know what to do, and we just started making fun of Ryan at the end of the podcast. But Nicole, since I don't know who the hell you are really, I figured I would initiate a "What kind of friend are you?" quiz. Because I mentioned I was a little
That's
scared. I was a little
understandable.
nervous bringing you on. I didn't know you. you call Randy Ryan. We talked about that. So let's just get into this thing. I'm just going to ask you some questions. I just want you to give your honest answer. It's multiple choice. There's 4 options.
Okay.
Let's get started. Nicole, you were grounded on the weekend and weren't able to talk to your best friend. How do you catch up during lunch hour? A, she talks, I listen. B, spend the whole hour rehashing my fun-filled weekend. C, chit-chat over French fries for a few minutes and then take off. Crowded cafeterias give me a headache. D, spend equal time talking. What you got?
I'd go with A, listen to them the whole time, because she talks, I listen. Well, I mean...
That's nice. But about B...
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And what would I have to talk about if I was grounded all weekend?
Yeah. That just means you're not a phony, Nicole.
Yeah, you can make it up.
I wouldn't lie to my best friend.
Okay, we're going with...
I've never lied to Laura in my life.
Well... Okay. Okay, Laura, if you're listening, good news.
We have it on voice recording here.
Here we go. You find out over lunch that both you and your best bud, Laura, are crushing on the same hottie. What do you do? A, step back and let her have him. B, go into competitive mode and unleash my flirting skills. C, move on. Another guy will come my way soon. D, talk it over and mutually decide that friendships are more important than guys.
Wait, how were A and C different? One of them was let her have him, and the other one was move on. Aren't those kind of the same?
Doing this with Kent, we noticed some flaws in the quiz system. I remember we had a question about something with significant other, like sharing it with a significant other, and it was related to your relationship status, and it just didn't make any sense. In this case, you know what, A or C, I don't know if there's any difference. A, step back and let her have him. C, move on.
I would go with A just because I like that wording better. But I mean, really,
right?
Okay.
The good news is Laura and I have very different tastes in guys. She has much better taste, but very different. So we've never had this issue.
What would be at the top of her hot name list if you had to guess?
You know, it would be like, I think it would be like something really edgy. Yeah.
Edgy, huh?
You know what?
Like
I don't know for
edgy.
sure. I'm just going to go with the top of my
Mr.
not
Banks.
hot guys name list. And the top of my not hot names list is Urkel.
Give me one more name. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You think your best friend would date a guy named Urkel?
Oh, no.
That's why I would let her have
It
him.
would be funny, wouldn't it? Hey, Urkel.
Man, watch our listener base be actually made up 99% of Urkels, and then our listeners just fall off a cliff after this episode.
They're just ripping their headphones out.
Yeah. What the fuck? Get some mean emails. Okay, let's move on here. We got a few more questions. All of your friends forgot your birthday. How do you feel? A, relieved since I was looking for an excuse not to celebrate. B, flip out. How could they forget my birthday? C, I totally understand. Everyone's too busy with school and jobs to remember my birthday. D, I'm a little bummed because I always remember all of my friends'
I would go C,
birthdays.
but I would change school and jobs to Christmas. Because my birthday's pretty close to Christmas.
Right. Okay. You got a Christmas time birthday,
Christmas
or is it
time.
on the
Usually
25th?
people have like Christmas parties, work parties.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Jake Carey,
That's
friend
right.
of the show,
He
is
beats
on
me,
December
but
24th.
I'm on the 12th, but it's still close enough.
Mm.
People have final exams and Christmas.
But once we get into the corporate
Exactly.
world, it'll be a lot of Christmas parties right around then.
And I think,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So good workout. Yeah, maybe not.
Okay. Two of your good friends get into a major argument and vow never to speak to each other again.
Oh.
Now, They're both trying to get you to take their sides. What do you do? A. Hear them out and pick a side. Hey, one of them has to be right. B. Help them work it out so that all three of us are on good terms again. C. Defriend both of them because I don't like people who argue. Did I say D or C there?
That was C.
I said C, or I meant to say C. I thought I might have said D. That was C. D. Stay friends with both of them, but say they'll have to work it out on their own.
I don't like getting involved in confrontation, so.
Yeah, not a bad way to do it.
Well, I'll remember that one. Me and Randy have a fight.
I felt like
sure. Nicole's not helping anyone.
I just don't think I'd be very good at it. I mean, I'd do what I could, but I probably wouldn't be a very effective friendship molder. Yeah.
Okay.
Good to know. Interesting. Your friend's new BF is a total dweeb. What do you say when she asks what you think of him? Tell her I'd like to get to know him better. B. Tell the truth, even if it's mean. C. Figure that if he makes her happy, then he must be a pretty nice guy. D. Tell her he's the best guy ever.
Oh, that is a hard one.
That's a tough one.
This one has some real life consequences with you and Laura going on right now here.
And they have a picture here, and I got to tell you, it's a total dweeb.
Wait, did you get this quiz off the internet? I thought you wrote it yourself.
You know what? I'll ask the questions. So
I would want to say C, but recently I saw this meme or something that was like, it was kind of basically describing that you're all nice and you all praise the boyfriend until the boyfriend and the girlfriend break up, and then you start roasting him in the group chat every day. So I'm trying to, So I'm trying to be
That's
mindful
accurate,
of that and not do the opposite beforehand. I'm trying to stay true to how I feel about the person the whole way through. So
you're saying roast them
tell the
before
truth.
they break up.
Yeah,
tell the truth, even if it's
that's what I'm going to go with, I think.
Wow. Like the truth, like 100%. I'm talking 100% truth. Like Urkel is a total dweeb.
The thing is, if you're telling the truth, you have to have some some sort of reasoning behind it. So I wouldn't say someone's a dweeb without giving reasoning why. Like, is he a dweeb because he isn't treating her properly, or because he's I don't know.
That's not a dweeb though.
In this case, he has orange hair, glasses, braces,
okay,
and
so this is
pens
just
sticking
based
out of
on
his
how he
pocket and his
looks.
shirt.
He's a magician.
It's just based.
And freckles.
Yeah.
And this one is totally based on his looks.
He did really well.
Superficial.
He did really well getting you, right? But
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good spin on it.
It's good for him.
Okay. I'm going to say tell her. Okay, a few more. Just a few more. You've just heard some juicy gossip and have been sworn to secrecy. You're dying to tell someone, but what do you do? A. Broadcast the news. B. Think about asking my... Yes, that's the first thing that came to mind. Come on, demand to come on here and just put it out there. B. Think about asking my school guidance counselor for help.
I never went to
Would you really? I don't know. Who would do that? C. Maybe you will. Maybe I offended you. C. Keep my mouth shut like I promised. D. Blab to a few close friends. Blab's a fun word.
I would probably go with keep my mouth shut, but usually when I'm keeping my mouth shut about one thing, I just distract my mouth with a good random joke that probably makes no sense. So not a good joke. Just
distract your mouth with a good random joke.
You're trying to confuse yourself.
Yeah. something terrible's going on. Nicole's just cracking jokes.
Yeah. She's asking, so your friend comes to you seriously, big news, and you just respond with some dumbass joke, not related at all.
Sounds really accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see
Or
it.
an awkward comment,
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Those are key.
What's the most important thing about friends? A, feeling like I belong. B, spending wild and crazy times together. C, they're around when I need them. D, they accept me for who I am.
Probably B, I think.
Oh.
Well,
Spending wild
I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be wild and crazy. I just think like all the other. No, but
Sure.
It says wild and crazy.
That's exactly what it says, Nicole.
That's exactly what you're saying
I think
by
the
choosing
other
an option.
options are things that you could get from like family or something. Whereas like the fun stuff
Texting.
you do with your friends. Like I can't convince my family
just lame.
to come play ping pong with me at 1 a.m. They're gonna be like, fuck off, I want to go to bed. But my friends will come.
Yeah, I would tell you to keep it down.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, spending wild and crazy times together.
My wild and crazy is
That's
much
what you're
more
saying.
toned down, I think, than the average wild and crazy. Yeah.
1 a.m. ping pong.
A good friend got dumped by her BF and failed her chemistry test. All on the same day.
A double whammy.
The same day. Do you think... Okay, let's step back. Do you think it was because of her chemistry test or unrelated?
You think
Let's settle this. I'll say it's because she failed her chemistry test and he was like, "You're
really?
like,
I think chemistry is kind of tough. So it's a pretty tough critic.
Well, I'm saying in this, if
I mean, Urkel probably has high standards for her chemistry skills.
Yeah, right. Okay, so they're unrelated to you, Nicole, right? Unrelated natural disasters.
Okay, yeah, unrelated.
Events.
Right. Okay. What would you do to cheer her up? Suggest solo activities like reading and hiking. B, tell her all about my terrible day. Misery loves company. C, take her out and introduce her to a new guy. D, be her shoulder to cry on and tell her over and over again that she's way too good for him.
I think I'd go D in the short run, but A in the long run. You know? Like, eventually you have to start doing stuff on your own. Yeah, okay.
I'm going to go with D.
Okay.
Are you inputting these into some sort of
and you said earlier
score
that
calculation?
I've got a master spreadsheet Excel. I've written a few macros, and it's going to use some
statistics going into this.
We've been compiling information since about probably before we released our first episode last April. Just kind of, we've got a database going. So I'm not going to tell you what it's for, but I'm going to tell you what kind of friend you are, if that's all right. What's your fave way to spend time with your buds? I think this is the last question. Hang at Starbucks and chat over lattes. B, although you like JJ's. B, and now you're Nespresso. B, doing whatever they want to do. C, anything that involves a little craziness and a lot of laughter. D, talking about myself.
I mean, the answer sounded cheesy, but I think I have to go with C.
Anything that involves a little craziness and a lot of laughter.
Can I take out the craziness part and just include the laughter part? Okay.
No.
I already submitted it. We're on the last question. What would you compare a friendship to? A party. They start out fresh and fun, but eventually get boring. B, 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven, they're open 24 hours so that I can reach them any day, anytime. C, the Energizer Bunny. I just keep giving and giving and giving. D, a parking lot. Friends respect each other enough to give us space when we need it.
I would say B, the 24/7 thing, but unfortunately Laura turns off her phone when she goes to sleep. I've learned. So I'd probably say D.
Parking lot. Wow.
I don't know. The other ones seemed weird.
Yeah, weird. Okay.
C sounded
It's
like
fine.
some
No,
sort
yeah,
of
it's
sexual
cool.
innuendo.
Yeah.
And A, I don't remember now. It was too long ago.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We've calculated your results, Nicole, and this is the answer. Congratulations! You're a pushover pal. You're doing so much for your buddies that you're becoming more of a doormat than a friend. It's normal to want people to like you, and it's fab that you're sensitive to their needs, but that doesn't mean letting them take advantage of your big heart. Instead of trying to people please all the time, focus on what you need. You'll soon notice that peeps will like you more when you stand strong.
You better be careful, Ryan. I think that Kurt's results here are telling me to stop making so many cookies. Yeah.
Oh, Kurt, what are you doing to me, buddy? Yeah, she's my source of gluten-free cookies in this town.
Coconut flavored.
Really?
But I make a mean chocolate chip cookie too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have gluten.
You could use a batch of those.
We've established this already.
Oh. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm just trying to test.
There you go. I wasn't a doormat right there.
That's true. That's true. Look at that.
Kind of harsh, but the statistics, the information
it's
that
true.
Gave us
Honestly,
lie,
you described me pretty well in that summation of answers.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I know you better as a friend now.
I'm glad you feel that way.
Yeah. That's good. You got any questions for us here?
Can I ask how you guys would describe each other as a friend? Or is that way too much of a...
describe our friendship?
Yeah, like Ryan, how would you describe Kurt? And Kurt, how would you describe Ryan?
Wait, am I describing Kurt as a person or
as a friend?
Or a friendship?
Like how he is, like I'm a pushover friend, as we've just established.
Okay.
God.
I got you. Kurt's a pusher. I mean, if there's a guy who wants to party, it's going to be Kurt. He's always pushed me from a young age to get me to the next level, whether it's in sports or drinking. He's always there. Just like it's very impressive. He's always committed. Always wants to go to the gym. Always down to have another drink.
That's good.
Yeah, very dedicated. Very dedicated. Kurt, as a friend, he doesn't like surprises. He
I hate surprises.
Yeah, don't even try it, Nicole. He likes to know the plan of the night.
Right. I need to be prepared. I need a game plan. Randy almost was pushing the limits there, letting me know that we landed you for a podcast a few days away, and I, if he gave me that news 48 hours later, I would have just flipped. I would have snapped. Yeah, that sounds all right, I guess. Yeah, I like to push Randy around sometimes, make sure he's making a difference out there, always peaking.
Yeah, that's right.
Randy is, you know what, he's the 7-Eleven, like that question. He's the 7-Eleven of friends. He's available 24 hours for all of my needs. Randy's there to listen, give feedback.
Is he always dressed? Constructive
criticism. He's not always dressed, and sometimes he's the complete opposite more often than not. He's or he just has a shirt
piece
off.
Of clothing on. I'll have a single sock on, but not on my feet.
Oh my god! Yeah, no, that's true. That's definitely true. Never dressed, almost never dressed actually, but yeah, good listener. Good guy, always ready to listen, always ready to be pushed.
You should make that like your...
He's the pusher, I'm the pushy.
I don't know, what do you need profiles for these days? LinkedIn, Tinder, Bumble, like put that description that he just used on yours.
You write that down?
That I like to get pushed?
I like to get pushed. Yeah, that is good. That's great.
Yeah.
Put that on LinkedIn.
I'm your 7-Eleven boyfriend. I'm gonna be here for you 24/7, babe. I'm probably not gonna have clothes on.
I was once called the 7-Eleven of friends. Always open 24 hours.
Yeah, that's good.
Awesome.
Nice.
Warm taquitos in there.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, this has been great,
Well,
guys.
could be a good spot to wrap it up.
Probably.
Thanks for having me.
So,
Well, thanks so much for coming on, Nicole.
thank you so
Making
much,
history
Nicole.
here.
Please recommend us to all your friends, all your classmates, everyone you know, strangers on the street. It was great having you on. Great doing that quiz with you. The
I'm
doormat,
glad that's how I'm gonna be
Nicole.
known.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me on. It's been a real pleasure.
Excellent. Thank you.
All in this together.